So up to good Chanakya. Up to last Friday class, we discussed in our GOC, particularly that is electronic effects. That is inductive effect, mesomeric effect, all those effects, mesomeric effect, resonance effect, electromeric, endectomeric, hyperconjugation, how those groups influences the stability of the molecules, organic molecules. Okay. Next, and also most important phase, that is resonance cell. We completed last year. And also electrophiles, nucleophiles, ambiophiles. Okay. All these covered. Okay. By using those, this week we are going to discuss how chemical reactions are takes place, what type of bond cleavages are available. So during the course of the reactions, so in between reactants and products, there are some more different products, different compounds, different species are formed. In between reactants and products, some different species are formed. Those are called as reaction intermediates. What are those reaction intermediates? What are their stability and reactivity? All together, we are going to discuss in this. Okay. Now let us start today's class, boys. That is particularly organic reactions, bond cleavages. Organic reactions. So in that particular case, bond cleavages. Bond cleavage is nothing but bond breaking agent. Bond breakings. So now bond cleavages. Before going to take these bond cleavages, what are reactions? No doubt in our chemistry, some chemicals are converted into another chemical. That means one compound is changed to another compound when directly or when another one is in react with that. That means here in chemical reaction, reactants converts into products. In chemical reaction, reactants are converted into products. Sir, how is this possible? No doubt, when compared to reactants, products are more stable. Otherwise, the reaction will not take place. So, when compared to reactants, so these are less stable. These are more stable. So that means less stable compounds are converted into more stable compounds. Those are nothing but products. The reaction takes place. The process of conversion of less stable compounds into more stable compounds is called as reaction. During this reaction, this is nothing but reaction. During this reaction, bond rearrangements takes place. Bond arrangements. Bond arrangements takes place. Sir, what is this bond? What are these bond arrangements? Bond arrangements are nothing but some bonds in the reactants are going to break and some new bonds are going to be formed. Okay, so bond rearrangements are nothing but in reactants, some bonds are cleaved and in products, some bonds are formed. Some bonds, that means so old bonds are going to be break and new bonds are formed. So that bond breaking, nothing but bond cleavaging, that bond breaking and bond making is nothing but the chemical reaction. Bond breaking and bond forming. These are nothing but chemical reaction. So in any chemical reaction, in reactant side, some bonds are going to be break. So some species are coming out. Those species rearranged and some new bonds are formed. Those new bonds formation gives product side. So product side, new bonds are formed. Reactant side, old bonds are going to break. Okay. Now, Now, what about how these bonds are going to be break, sir? How these bonds are going to be break? Okay, so now we are going to discuss bond cleavages, bond breakings. Now our subheading is bond cleavage or bond breaking. See here, boys. These bond cleavages are two types. Bond cleavages are two types. One is homolytic bond cleavage, and the second one is heterolytic bond cleavage. Homolytic bond cleavage, heterolytic bond cleavage. This homolytic bond cleavage is also called as homolysis, and heterolytic bond cleavage is called as heterolysis. Boys, please mind, homolysis means breaking. Homolysis means breaking. Equally break, the bond is equally break at the middle point. That is homolysis. Unequal cleavage, it is equal cleavage. It is unequal cleavage. Here radicals are the product side. That is nothing but free radicals are product side. Here ions are product side. So that is why this is called as radical cleavage, which is called as ionic cleavage. Radical cleavage or ionic cleavage. Very, very, very important, boys. Let us discuss one by one. Homolysis and heterolysis. So if a bond is equally break, equally means how is that? So let us discuss one by one. First one, homolysis. Nothing but homolytic bond cleavage. Now see here, boys, I am taking a compound as reactant. A bonded with B. A bonded with B. So here both A and B have almost same electronegativity. Same electronegativity. That means electronegative difference is less than 2. Electronegative difference is less than 2. Then this type of bond cleavage is possible. And see here, boys, this is bond pair of electrons. So in this pair, one electron contributed by A atom and another electron contributed by B atom. Now we are going to break this bond exactly middle to that pair of electrons. That means every atom get its own electron. Every atom get its own electron. Now this gives A with unpaired electron and B with unpaired electron. That means every bonded electron, that is this electron contributed by B, that electron is collected by B. This electron contributed by A, that electron collected by A. That means every bonded atom catches its own electron and converts into unpaired electron species. These unpaired electron species are called as free radicals. These unpaired electron species are called as free radicals. So these free radicals are highly energetic. Okay. So having less lifespan. That means very, very little time they are existed. Very little time existed. So these are highly energetic and highly reactive and least stable. Okay, so these are further converts into another products. Boys, these are not products, but so during the course of the reaction, these unpaired electron species are coming out. These species are called as free radicals. Sir, when this reaction is possible? See here, this type of bond cleavage is nothing but homolytic bond cleavage. This homolytic bond cleavage always takes place only in the presence of non-polar solvents. In presence of non-polar solvents, this homolytic cleavage. Non-polar means there is no polarity, there is no plus minus separation wise. That is nothing but CS2 carbon disulfide, E there, that is E there, and also CCl4. All these are non-polar solvents, boys. So in the presence of these non-polar solvent, this type of bond cleavages are possible. So non-polar, no positive, no negative ending. It is purely non-polar benzene. Benzene also non-polar. So in the presence of these non-polar solvents, so that bond cleavage takes place, that is homolysis takes place. Next, so this is possible in the presence of sunlight. So whenever sunlight and non-polar solvents are applied, there always homolytic bond cleavage takes place. During homolytic bond cleavage, so free radicals are the product side. Sir, is there any other conditions to generate these free radicals? Yes, there are some other cases. So these free radicals, see here, this homolysis takes place. This homolysis takes place. So please keep in mind, I'm giving a word HELP, help. Please keep in mind. Under these conditions, help conditions, homolysis takes place. Under these help conditions, homolysis. What is the abbreviation for help, sir? So H stands for heated. That means high heat energy. That means very high heat is applied, homolysis takes place. H means heated. E means electricity. In the presence of electricity, homolysis takes place. Whenever electricity is developed, homolysis takes place. So whenever electricity is applied, homolysis takes place. L means lighted. In the presence of sunlight, homolysis takes place. P means peroxide. In the presence of peroxides also this homolysis takes place. That means whenever a reaction takes place in the presence of peroxides, or when sunlight is applied, or a very huge amount of heat energy, that means strong heating is there, or electricity is passed. All these four conditions may lead to the homolytic bond cleavage. That homolytic bond cleavage gives radicals at the product side. Radicals. That is why this is called as radical cleavage. This is called as radical cleavage. Okay. So this is very, very, very important. Here the electronegativity difference between must be less than 2 points. Otherwise the homolytic cleavage is almost not possible. Homolytic cleavage is not possible. Okay. So this is about homolysis. Now, next case, that is heterolysis. In homolysis, boys, free radicals are the products. Free radicals are the products. What are free radicals? Those are the chemical species having unpaired electrons without any charge. So no plus, no minus, but unpaired electron is there. So that chemical species having unpaired electrons without any charge is called as free radicals. Okay. If chlorine having that unpaired electron, that is chlorine free radical. If carbon having that unpaired electron, that is carbon free radical. Okay. These radicals are not reactants, not products. These are formed during the course of the reaction at the intermediate stages. That is why these radicals are nothing but reaction intermediates. Later we will discuss one by one. Okay. So this is about free radicals cleavage, that is homolysis. Next. Heterolysis. Second case. Heterolysis, that is heterolytic bond cleavage. Heterolytic bond cleavage. See here, I am taking one more AB molecule, boys. Okay, this is bond pair of electrons. This is bond pair of electrons. Now the electronegative difference between these two bonded atoms is greater than 2. Previously, I am giving less than 2, less than or equal to 2. Now it is greater than 2. If greater than 2 is there, now heterolytic bond cleavage takes place twice. Now I am taking this B is more electronegative element and A is less electronegative element. Okay. So because B is more electronegative, this bond pair is slightly moving towards B sided. That is the electronegativity. Not exactly medium. Not exactly medium. Now here bond cleavage takes place. So because of bond cleavage, here the bond is cleaved like this. Here the bond is cleaved like that. Means both the bonded electrons move aside, either A or B. Which one having more electronegative? More electronegative element gets that pair of bond pair of electrons. So that A loses its electron. So that's why in this case A loses electrons, gets positively charged ion. B gains that electron along with its own electron. That is why it gets negative charge. It gets negative charge. So therefore, oppositely charged ions are the products wise. Oppositely charged ions are the products here. One is positively charged ion, another one is negatively charged ion. These positively charged ions are called as electrophiles. Already we covered. These negatively charged ions are called as nucleophiles. Okay, that means electrophiles and nucleophiles are the products in this type of bond cleavage. So this reaction takes place in the presence of a polar solvent. In the presence of polar solvent, this heterolytic bond cleavage takes place. So that means unequal cleavage. That means one gets positive charge, another one gets negative charge. So positively charged ions are called as electrophiles, negatively charged ions are nucleophiles. So it is takes place in the presence of polar solvents. And at low temperature, boys, and at low temperature, if temperature is increased, automatically that leads to homolytic cleavage, because high temperature leads to homolysis, but low temperature is sufficient here. And so at low temperature condition and in the presence of polar solvents, that polar solvent is nothing but the example for this one is water. And water is polar solvent, alcohol is polar solvent sometimes. Okay, purely like in the presence of polar solvents at low temperature, this homolysis takes place. Sorry, heterolysis takes place. So here oppositely charged ions are there. That's why it is ionic cleavage. It is called as ionic cleavage. It is very, very important. See here, boys. Did you understand the concept? Which one is homolysis? Which one is heterolysis? Homolysis, that means bond cleavage. Any bond cleavage requires energy. Homolytic bond cleavage requires energy. Heterolytic bond cleavage requires energy. So among these two cleavages, which one required more energy? Tell me. Which one required more energy? Which bond cleavage required more bond energy? Is this homolytic bond cleavage or heterolytic bond cleavage? Boys, homolytic bond cleavage, just light is sufficient. But heterolytic bond cleavage requires more energy. See here, boys. So the energy required to break, the energy required for homolysis is less than that of heterolysis. Boys, which one require less energy? Tell me five. So homolysis is easier than heterolysis. Yes. Why, sir? Why homolysis is easier than heterolysis? Because so during heterolytic bond cleavage, oppositely charged ions are formed. Between ions, there is a strong electrostatic force of attraction. So this is due to strong electrostatic attractive forces are present between oppositely charged ions. Between oppositely charged ions, strong electrostatic force of attraction is there. Strong electrostatic force of attraction there. To break up that strong electrostatic force of attraction, it needs high energy. It needs high energy. That is why heterolytic bond cleavage requires more energy than that of homolytic bond cleavage. So finally, see here boys, homolysis is easier than heterolysis. So it is important boys. Homolysis is easier than heterolysis. Okay, so this is about homolytic bond cleavage and heterolytic bond cleavage. Homolytic bond cleavage takes place in non-polar solids, but heterolytic bond cleavage takes place in polar solids. That is at high temperature, this is at low temperature. Okay, so that requires less energy, this requires more energy. That requires less energy, this requires more energy. So this is about homolysis and heterolysis. So is there any doubt up to now? Tell me boys, is there any doubt up to now? No. Okay. So now we are going to take reaction intermediates. Next subheading boys, reaction intermediates. So that means during course of reaction, any one of these bond cleavages must take place. See here boys, reaction intermediates boys. What are these reaction intermediates? So reaction intermediates, these are not reactants, these are not products in the chemical reaction. So see here, reaction intermediates, these are not reactants and not products. These are not reactants, these are not products boys. But when reactants converts into products, these are formed between these two as an intermediate. Okay, but these are formed between reactants and products during the process of reaction. Due to bond cleavages. So these are formed between reactants and products during the process of the reaction. How that reactants are converted into products during that process of reaction, no doubt some bond cleavages, either heterolytic bond cleavage or homolytic bond cleavage takes place during that bond cleavages. So these are formed boys. No doubt just now we completed boys. In homolysis, unpaired radicals are formed and unpaired electron species are formed. Those are nothing but free radicals. Those are nothing but intermediates. In heterolytic bond cleavage, so charged species are formed, either positively charged or negatively charged. Those charged species, not reactants, not products, but those are formed in the as intermediates. So that is why those are also considered as reaction intermediates. Okay, so these are reaction intermediate boys. So very, very important boys. So see here, any reaction, okay, in our chemistry, any reaction in our chemistry, not only organic, in most of the chemical reactions, so takes place in many steps, so not completed in single step end, So in many steps. These steps are called as elementary steps. Okay, so these steps, step-by-step reaction explanation is called as reaction mechanism. These elementary steps, sequential steps. So which one is first coming out? After that which? After that which? The sequential elementary steps is nothing but reaction mechanism. So the sequential elementary steps is the sequential elementary steps is the reaction mechanism, which is nothing but reaction mechanism, boys. What is reaction mechanism? So how a reaction takes place, that is explained step by step. So for example, I'm trying to explain, example boys, I'm trying to explain how A converts into D. But directly it is not possible to explain how A converts into D. So but first A converts into B and D, then B converts into C and D, and then C converts into D. So here reactant is A, product is D. No doubt. Here also it is reaction ending. So these are elementary steps. These are elementary steps. The step-by-step explanation is called as mechanism end. Elementary steps, which is also called as mechanism end. This is mechanism, boys. So in this mechanism, so there is reactant, there is product. The initial case reactant is there. Finally, product is formed. But B and C also exist, boys. These are not reactants, not products. So these are reaction intermediates. These are nothing but reaction intermediates. So that means how a chemical reaction takes place, that is explained with the help of these reaction intermediates. Now, what are the reaction intermediates are? So that may be free radical, that may be charged species, because either homolytic bond cleavage or heterolytic bond cleavage takes place. So based on that, so those reaction intermediates may be free radicals or charged species. No doubt in our organic chemistry, no doubt carbon should be the central atom in most of the cases. So the bonds at carbon are going to be cleaved. The bonds at carbon going to be cleaved. So that may be either homolysis or heterolysis. That is why carbon may get positively charged one, or carbon may get negatively charged one, or carbon may get unpaired electron. Therefore, carbocation, carbanion, or carbon free radical may exist as reaction intermediates. Now, there are a lot of more number of different variety of reaction intermediates are possible, boys. So now we are going to discuss about those reaction intermediates. So here, boys, here in our syllabus, so reaction intermediates are: one, carbon with positive charge; second one, carbon with negative charge; third one, carbon with radical. It is called as carbocation. It is called as carbanion. Carbanion. It is called as a carbon free radical. Along this, carbene, nitrene, next benzene, which is also called as arine ending. Benzene or arine. These are the species which are formed as reaction intermediates in our organic chemistry. Let us discuss one by one in our further classes. Okay, so what are reaction intermediates? These are not reactants, these are not products during the course of the reaction, but these are formed as intermediates. So through those intermediates, we are going to explain how the reaction is taking place. That is mechanism. Okay, so in our organic chemistry, reaction intermediates are carbon with positive charge, that is carbocation; carbon with negative charge, that is carbanion; carbon with unpaired electron, that is carbon free radical. So, and also carbene, nitrene, benzene are the some reaction intermediates which are in our syllabus. So these are reaction intermediates. Sir, what is carbene? What is nitrene? So later we will discuss, boys. It is not possible to explain a single word. Okay. So these are reaction intermediates. Let us start one by one. Now studying carbon with positive charge. That is carbocations. Carbon with positive charge, nothing but carbocations. Okay. Carbocation, or which is also called as carbanium ion, are also called as carbonium ion. So carbocation or carbanium ion or carbonium ion. So most frequently used word is this one, carbanium ion. So today latest word that is carbocation. So what is this? It is nothing but carbon with positively charged species. So generally positively charged species are nothing but electrophile. This carbocation also acts as electrophile. Sir, what we have to discuss here? First of all, so what is the structure of this carbocation? Next, how these carbocations are formed? Next, what are the stability of these different variety of carbocations? So all these we are going to discuss here. Okay, first of all, structure of carbocation. Subheading. So it is true. I am discussing here carbocation. First one, structure. Structure of carbocation. See here. See here. That is carbocation. So carbon is the atom, boys. Its atomic number Z is equal to 6. Its ground state electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So it is the outermost electronic configuration. Outermost electronic configuration. Now I am representing this electronic configuration like this. It is a 2s orbital, it is 2p orbital, 2s2, 2p2. It is ground state outermost electronic configuration. Now this unpaired electron, this paired electron is going to jump here. So this is outermost excited electronic configuration. Excited. Outermost excited electronic configuration. Now carbon has 4 unpaired electrons. But here we are discussing about carbon plus ion. When carbon plus ion is formed after losing 1 electron, after losing 1 electron, it converts into positively charged one. Now this electron is lost by this carbon, boys. Now carbon becomes carbon positive ion. How positive ions are formed, boys? With the loss of electrons or gain of electrons? No doubt it should be loss of electrons. Now this carbon also loses 1 electron and gets converts into plus 1 charged ion. So that 1 electron is lost from here. Now it is involved in sp2 hybridization with 1 empty orbital. It is a pure end. 1 empty orbital, pure case wise. So now carbon is in sp2 hybridization in carbocation. So whenever sp2 hybridization is there, the shape is trigonal planar with bond angle 120 degrees. Trigonal planar with bond angle 120 degrees. See here, boys, this is carbon. So these are the 3 bonds. That is the trigonal planar sp2 hybridized. This carbon has 1 pure p orbital, boys. 1 pure p orbital which is empty in condition. So now this carbon has positive charge. Now this carbon has positive charge. This positive charged carbon is nothing but carbocation. Here carbon hybridization is sp2 hybridization. The angle between the bonds is 120 degrees. The angle between the bonds is 120 degrees. It is about the structure, boys. No doubt, carbocation in most of the cases, not all cases. In most of the cases, carbocation is in sp2 hybridization. So see here, where and where this sp2 hybridization is possible. See here, boys. So CH3, nothing much. These three are satisfied with hydrogen. This is CH3. This carbon gets positive charge. It is a methyl carbocation. Here carbon is in sp2 hybridization. Next, CH2, CH3. That means one of these bonds is satisfied with CH3. CH3, CH2, this carbon gets positive charge. This is primary carbocation. It is here also, it is sp2 hybridization. Next, one more hydrogen is satisfied with methyl group. It is secondary carbocation. Nothing but CH3, CH3 plus ion. Here it is also sp2 hybridized, boys. sp2 hybridized. Next, this hydrogen also replaced with methyl group. That is a tertiary one ending. This carbon also in sp2 hybridization. So that means in all these four cases, if methyl group is attached, in all these four cases, all are single bonds, boys. See here, all are single bonds attached to carbon. So that carbon is in sp2 hybridization. Now, so one special cases, boys. See here, if this is Venn, boys. So this carbon gets positive charge. This carbon gets positive charge. Okay. Or here carbon is in sp2 hybridization. Here also carbon is in sp2 hybridization. Next. Only one double bond. It is sp2. Sorry. This carbon plus this is also in sp2 hybridization. Next, triple bonded carbon, boys. CH triple bond C. This plus ion N. This triple bonded carbon is in sp hybridization, boys. Please keep in mind. Triple bonded carbon is in sp hybridization. So in most of the cases, the carbon is in sp2 hybridization. A special case is a triple bonded carbon has sp hybridization. It is very, very important. Now, finally, what is the general hybridization of carbon? That is in carbocation is sp2. So triple bonded carbon plus ion has sp hybridization. In other cases, this is in sp2 hybridization. So this is about the structure, boys. So generally it is a trigonal planar in shape. Trigonal. So that is empty p orbital is there. So that is positively charged. So empty p orbital is there. So this is about the structure of this carbocation. Okay. Now how these carbocations are formed? The formation of carbocations, boys. Let us discuss formation. Takes the subheading, boys. Formation of carbocations. Formation of carbocations. In which of the following, in which situation carbocation is formed? So during the course of the reactions, these are intermediate. These are not products, boys. Please keep in mind, I'm writing just intermediates. So final product, I'm not writing here. Okay. First one, when alkene, that is C double bond CN. Okay. When alkene reacts with any electrophile, when alkene reacts with any electrophile. So see here, it is reagent ending. Reagent. It is alkene. Electromeric effect takes place. That is temporary effect. This pi bond is migrated like this. So that means this bond pair is towards this carbon. This carbon gets negative charge. This carbon gets positive charge. So because this one gets negative charge, this electrophile attached to that negatively charged ion. Okay. So now carbon with a single bonds. So these are the two bonds already exist. This is a bond with electrophile. These are the two bonds. Now this carbon becomes positively charged. Okay. This is reaction intermediate, boys. Here carbocation is the product end. After this, another attacking species attacked to that one, a new product is formed. But the intermediate is carbocation. That means whenever an electrophile attached to C double bond C, carbocation, whenever an electrophile attached to C double bond C, carbocation is the reaction intermediate. In alkenes, see here, boys, here addition reaction takes place. Here in alkenes, the reactions are electrophilic additions. So this electrophile is added to this double bonded carbon. So see here, bond means 2 electrons. These 2 electrons migrated towards this one end because of presence of this electron. Okay, so this carbon gets negative charge, this carbon gets positive charge. So this negatively charged carbon attacked by this electrophile and converts into, it is negative, it is positive, a new bond is formed. Now this carbon gets positive. This is carbocation formation. So therefore, in alkene reactions, generally carbocation is the intermediate during addition reactions, electrophilic addition reactions. It is nothing but electrophilic addition reactions of alkenes. In electrophilic addition reactions of alkenes, so carbocation is the product. Carbocation is the reaction intermediate. Carbocation. Next, one more example. See here, boys. This is, I'm taking alcohol or CH2OH. Oxygen has 2 lone pairs, boys. It is alcohol. It is alcohol. Okay. Now, so it reacts with H plus ion. This is coming from either H2SO4 or HCl, whatever it may be. These releases H plus ion. This H plus ion is attacked by this electrophile. Boys, this is lone pairing. That means electron density is high. It has low electron density. It is electron deficient. It is electron rich. Am I correct or not? Tell me. This site is electron rich. This is electron deficient because it loses electron. It gets positive charge. Am I correct or not? Tell me. Because of lone pair, this is electron rich species. This is electron shortage is there. That's why it is electron deficient. Now, this electron rich species donates its electron pair to this deficient one. So, and abstracts that H plus ion by this oxide. See here, now R CH2 OH, this lone pair has this is bonded with HNE. Now it loses its electron, that's why this oxygen gets positive. Because it donates H electron to hydrogen and form a bond. Now oxygen gets positive charge. Oxygen is highly electronegative element. High electronegative element never accepts a positive charge on it. That's why it absorbs this bond pair of electrons towards this oxygen. Okay, and compensates its electron cell. So therefore, now it converts into, because carbon loses its electrons, RCH2 plus ion and H2O is the product with oxygen 2 lone pairs, H2O. So here, see here, boys, what is this? Carbon with positive charge. Carbon with positive charge. It is carbocation. So this is the way to prepare carbocation. That means when alcohol is attacked by an electrophile, it is nothing but electrophile. Alcohol is attacked by an electrophile. No doubt, carbocation is the reaction intermediate. Carbocation is the reaction intermediate. So did you catch the concept, boys? Is this clear? Tell me. Is this clear or not? Tell me, boys. I'm waiting for you. Okay. Thank you, Sarpik. Okay. Now, third case. How to prepare this carbocation? No doubt, all carbocations are reaction intermediates. All carbocations are reaction. So, when alkyl halide itself converts into, because it is highly electronegative element, right? So that is alkyl group positive ion, halogen minus ion. Alkyl means carbon is there in it. It is carbocation, boys. That means from alkyl halides, it is easy to convert. It is easy to give. It is easy to give. Kaushik, please wait. It is easy to give carbocation. It is another case. That means alkyl halides. It is nothing but alkyl halides. In alkyl halides, it is carbocation. It is carbocation. Next, fourth one. That is alkyl fluoride. No doubt fluorine is much more electronegative than any other halogen. Therefore, in the presence of very, very important SbF5, already I noted this as an electrophile in our previous class. SbF5 is an electrophile because MTD are available. So therefore, this F minus ion is abstracted by this SbF5. So this bond pair is collected by this fluorine. Carbon gets positive charge SbF5. So generally used in reagent in case of fluorine. F is there, SbF5 is the common reagent. Okay, that is why it is R plus SbF6 minus ion. SbF6 minus ion. Now it becomes a carbocation. Now it becomes a carbocation. Okay, so it is the way to prepare carbocation. Please keep in mind all these reactions. Next, that is aliphatic amine, NaH2 group, open chain component. Nitrogen has lone parent. It is aliphatic amine. Aliphatic amine. This aliphatic amine, when reacts with HNO2, nitrous acid, and it reacts with nitrous acid. So now, see here, boys. Rn2 is first of all formed. Rn2 is formed. So this nitrogen has positive charge. Next, it becomes R plus and N2. R plus and N2. It is very, very unstable. So that converts into R plus. It is carbocation. N2 gas is liberated. Later, this R plus is converted into alcohol by the reaction with OH. It is alcohol preparation, boys. So during the course of reaction, that means when primary amines, that is aliphatic amines, aliphatic primary amine, and I am taking. When aliphatic primary amines reacts with a nitrous acid, okay. So during the course of the reaction, there is alcohol preparation from primary amines. So carbocation is the reaction. Carbocation is the reaction intermediate. See here, this Rn2 plus is nothing but Rn triple bond N. This nitrogen gets positive charge. So this bond pair is attracted by this nitrogen, boys. So now it converts into N2 and alkyl group converts into positive charge. Alkyl group converts into positive charge. So now that positive charge one easily attacked by OH minus ion. Okay, so that converts into alcohol. It is alcohol, boys. This is alcoholic. Okay, so this is the way to prepare carbocations. This is the way to prepare carbo. These are some cases and frequently used cases. There are a number of other ways are there, but please keep in mind all these are very, very, very. Okay, so this is the preparation of carbocations, formation of carbocations as the reaction intermediates. So we covered what is the structure, trigonal planar, sp2. Most of the cases it is sp2. Sometimes it is sp8. Now sometimes it is sp8. Okay, next, how these are prepared? These are the 5 most important preparation methods of carbocation. So now preparations completed, structure completed. Now what about the stability of these carbocations? Now our concept is stability of carbocations. So next subheading, that is stability of carbocations. See boys, generally the stability of carbocations is explained is in the order of, see here, the order of stability of carbocations is explained is on the basis of following ordering. Boys, carbocation stability is explained on the basis of following order. That means, so which one is more basic, which one is less basic? What is the order? For example, there is hyperconjugation, there is resonance, there is inductive effect. So all these effects together exist. Which one is considered more basic, which one is more considered less basic? Actually, the order of stability is explained is in the order of, see here, that is, boys, first you follow which one has octet. Octet is first case, boys. Octet, a species having octet is very, very stable. If no octet is there, next, go for next. That is, in case of carbocation, see here boys, this is very, very important, which is called as cyclopropyl. This is called as cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. Cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. So in carbocations, it is the topmost stability one, only for carbocations. Cyclopropyl methyl carbocation is very, very stable. I will explain why, sir. I will explain. Next case, that is aromatic nature identify. This group is not there. Next, identify aromatic. So presence of aromatic is more stable than absence of aromatic. So aromatic. So which is more than resonance, which is more than hyperconjugation, which is more than inductive effect. Okay, this is the order to compare which one is more stable, which one is less stable in case of carbocations. So very, very important. So generally octets. So generally, so previously I am not using this one any octet. After that aromatic, after that resonance, after that hyperconjugation, after that inductive effect. This is already we know, boys, to explain the stability of the species. But in case of carbocation, this is also included. What is this? Cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. Sir, why, sir? This cyclopropyl methyl carbocation has that much stability. Methyl carbocation. So now I'm going to take stability of cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. So note point, boys. I'm explaining this concept. So see here, this is just a minute. This is a cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. Boys, here the angle between these two bonds is 60 degrees. This is sp3 hybridized carbon. Generally, sp3 hybridized carbon has 109.5 degrees is the bond angle. So at this bond angle only, that is stable, but it is 60 degrees. That means a lot of angle is going to be deviated. Where 109, where 60. Okay, angle is a lot of angle deviation takes place. So now this carbon trying to attain 109 degrees 28 minutes whenever it is possible. It is ready to convert into 109. Okay, that means here more angle strain is there. Here more angle strain is possible. Because of that, it is actually unstable. That is why So this pi bond is converted into this, converted into sigma bond. Sorry, this is sigma bond, not pi bond. This sigma bond converts into pi bond. So that is why it is in resonance like this. CH2 boys. So here a pi bond is developed. This carbon has positive charge. This carbon has positive charge. Otherwise, maybe this one may involve in. So that gives this resonance structure. This carbon has positive charge. So these are the resonance structures of this cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. These structures are seems to be a dancing like structures, and that's why this resonance is called as dancing resonance. Because of this lot of angle strain, here sigma bond change it to pi bond. So this resonance is also called as sigma resonance. This resonance is also called as sigma resonance. So that is why because of this dancing like structures, it is ready to convert into these resonance conditions. So very, very important. Because of this cyclopropyl methyl carbocation is very, very, very stable when compared to other carbocations. When compared to other carbocations, cyclopropyl methyl carbocation is very, very, very stable. So what type of resonance is there? Which is called as dancing resonance, or which is also called as sigma resonance. Sigma bond change it to pi bond, then pi bond it change it to sigma bond. So these two are possible, boys. This is cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. The highest stability almost. The highest stability of cyclopropyl methyl carbocation is due to dancing resonance or which is also called as sigma resonance. Sigma resonance. Okay. Now structural arrangements and orbital picture, boys. I am representing orbital picture for this cyclopropyl methyl carbocation. That is, see here, carbon, carbon, carbon. It is cyclopropyl, boys. So one more carbon. This is carbon. So here it is hydrogen. It is hydrogen. This carbon has positive charge. Therefore, it has empty pure orbital. This is empty p orbital. Empty p orbital, boys. Okay. This one positively charged. Next, see here, boys. So these are this is the bond formed between this carbon and this carbon. This is the bond formed between those two carbons. This is the bond formed. This is the bond formed. Here is the bond formed between carbon and carbon. These are hydrogen. These are hydrogens. Okay. So boys, these bonds are seems to be banana like that. That's why these bonds are sometimes called as banana bonds. So the most important case is here this bond above the plane, above the chord plane, above the plane. This bond also above the plane. But this bond is below the plane. That means all these bonds are not in the same plane. Not in the same plane. Okay? Because high angle strain is available. Because the carbon is in sp3 hybridized carbon bonds. Here sp3. But sp3 carbon change it to sp2 carbon. Okay? So this is the orbital picture. So these bonds are sometimes called as sometimes banana bonds. These bonds are sometimes called as banana bonds. Okay, this is about cyclopropyl methyl carbocation and its structures. So the resonance called as dancing resonance or sigma resonance. Dancing resonance or sigma resonance. See here. Let us discuss some orders. Some orders. See here. CH2 plus CH. Cyclopropyl, two groups are there, boys. This carbon gets positive charge. Carbon with C, 3 cyclopropyl rings. This carbon placed. Among these 1, 2, 3, which one is most stable, boys? Tell me. More dancing structures, more stability. More dancing structure. Therefore, third one is more stability. Therefore, stability order is this one. The stability order is this one. Okay, note down the stability orders. Next, second one. I'm taking CH2 plus. It is benzylic carbon, boys. Benzylic carbocation. Boys, benzene, very next carbon dioxide, that carbon is positive and this is called as benzylic carbocation. So this benzylic carbocation is in comparison with this one. CH2 plus. Tell me, boys. Tell me, among these two structures, which one is more stable as per your order? As per your order. 1 or 2? What I told first octet. Second, this one. This structure. Third one, aromatic. Boys, this is aromatic end. This benzene ring is aromatic end. But this is cyclopropyl end. Among aromatic and cyclopropyl, which is more stable? Second one, because dancing resonative structure is more stable than aromatic cases. Therefore, the order is this one. Okay. Next, third one. Benzylic carbocation. Here, cyclopropyl ring is there. And once again, benzylic carbocation. Here, methyl group is there. Among these two, which one is more stable? Which one is more stable? 1 or 2? Yes, 1. Because cyclopropyl ring is automatically more stabilized ending. So it is more stable than that one ending. More stable than that one. Next, fourth one run. CH3, CH double bond CH2, CH2 plus ion. CH2 plus ion. Next, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2 plus ion. Tell me, boys, among these two, which one is more stable? Among these two, which one is more stable? 1 or 2? Why 1? Why 1, Kartik? Why it is 1? See here, boys. It is in conjugation, it is resonance. Here it is hyperconjugation. It is sp2 carbon, sp3 carbon, hyperconjugation. So when, yes, resonance dominates hyperconjugation, therefore 1 is more stable than 2. 1 is more stable than 2. 1 is more stable than 2. Okay, next, fifth one. Benzylic carbon, both these are same. Benzylic carbon, it is cyclopropyl methyl carbon. Tell me, boys, among these two, which one is more stable? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Yes, 1, because it is aromatic, it is non-aromatic. So therefore, this is the order. Okay. Next, some more examples. That is NaH2 with lone pair, boys. This is positively charged one. Okay. Okay. Tell me, what about these two? Which one is more stable? One or two? Yes, yes, one, correct. Yes, Ra. Because of resonance. It is resonance. Here, hyperconjugation, Ra. So resonance dominates hyperconjugation. Resonance dominates hyperconjugation. Okay. Next. Next. CH2 plus CH2 double bond CH CH2 plus. Boys, it is a benzylic. Benzylic. It is allylic end. Allylic position. Boys, double bonded carbon. This carbon gets positive charge. Tell me among these two, which one is? Yes. Why not? Why one? Why it is one? Why it is one? Yes. Why? Why? My question is why? Yes. Aromatic. It is aromatic ending. It is a resonance. Therefore, one greater than two. One greater than two. Next. CH2 double bond CH CH2 plus CH2 double bond CH CH CH3 plus CH2 double bond CH C CH3 CH3 plus. Tell me, boys, which one is more stable? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tell me which is more stable. So Lohit, you're wrong. Lohit, you're wrong. Others correct. Satvik correct. Yes. See here, boys. It is a tertiary carbon. Tertiary carbocation. It is a secondary carbocation along with resonance ending. It is a primary carbocation along with resonance. So that has resonance plus hyperconjugation. Both are exist. Resonance is common. More hyperconjugation. Boys, here resonance common. That is the same end. Resonance same ra. Therefore, follow hyperconjugation. More hyperconjugation, more stable end. More hyperconjugation, more stable end. Therefore, less than. Therefore, less than end. Okay. Next. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Next. Some other examples, boys. So the common general as per our norms. So the general order I am writing here. See here. Based on all these points, so overall the common order for carbocations, the stability order for carbocations, boys. See here. Carbocation, which is more stable. Please note down. Please note down. Greater than. Greater than. Propylium end. Boys, it is aromatic. It is aromatic. Propylium, which is greater than. Three benzene rings. Plus, boys, this is commonly PH3 plus or 5,3 plus. Both are used. These words are also used. One benzene ring is equal to 1, 5 or one benzene ring is equal to 1 pH. pH means phenyl. Triphenyl carbocation. Triphenyl methyl carbocation, which is more stable than, which is almost stable than equality RCr plus ion CH double bond CH2 allylic position boys. It is allylic position which is greater than pH CH pH diphenyl 1 which is almost equal to RCH. It is plus CH double bond CH2. Okay, that is greater than pH CH2 which is greater than, it is benzylic which is greater than CH2 CH double bond CH2. This one gets positive charge. It is allylic greater than tertiary carbocation greater than secondary carbocation greater than primary carbocation greater than methyl carbocation greater than CH2 double bond CH plus. It is a vinyl carbocation greater than benzene ring directly attached the carbon. Benzene ring carbon gets positive charge. It is also I am writing pH plus. It is greater than boys pH plus or AR plus same AR plus also same end. Okay, so this is the order of stability of different carbocations. Very important. Order of stability of different carbocations. Please keep in mind. Okay, as per our rules, first of all, octet almost not available. Next, triphenyl, that is a cyclopropyl ring. After that, aromatic next. So all that rule is followed. So this is the order of stability of different variety of carbocation. Please keep in mind. No doubt, at least 2 or 3, at least one which will appear in your next exam. Okay, because in our next exam, that is cumulative, that is unit test exam boys. So this week, previous week, and then previous week. All these 3 weeks cumulative exam boys, unit test exam. Okay. Did you complete the concept boys? Did you understand the concept? Tell me. Did you write the concept? Did you write the concept in your notes? Yes, fast. Do it fast. Okay. Next one, that is unstable carbocations. This is also we must know. Which one? In which case the stability is very less. In which case the carbocation not exists. Unstable carbocations almost not existent. Almost not exist. Boys, unstable carbocation. Sir, in which situation the carbocation is unstable? You must learn it. That is very important. Therefore, in which of the following cases C plus A exists, not exists, and some questions may ask in your objective exams, boys. That is why. So, in these cases, carbocation not exists. Where? That is. So, that is Bredit's rule. BREDTS. Bredit's rule. What is this rule? Whenever bridgehead carbon is there, very important. Bridgehead carbon, no positive charge. not sp2 hybridized. According to Bredic's rule, bridgehead carbon never gets positive charge, never sp2 hybridized. Always sp3 hybridization. Bridgehead carbon always sp3 hybridization. Very, very important. Not sp2 hybridized. It is always sp3 hybridized. Okay. So otherwise, provided if ring is more in size sp2 is possible. If ring is more in size, that means so 8 or greater than 8 carbons are in the ring end. That is particularly, it is possible in bicyclic compounds, boys. It is possible in bicyclic compounds. In bicyclic compounds, bicyclic means, so already we know it. So see here, so please keep in mind, bridgehead carbon. Which one is bridgehead carbon? See here, I am taking a bicyclic component. I am taking a bicyclic compound. In bicyclic cases, we consider bridgehead carbon where bridge is there. Two rings are fused. So boys, this one, both are same. This one, both are same. Now, this is bonded to this one. Okay, this is a bicyclic compound. This is a bicyclic compound. We know the how to write the name of these compounds. Okay, it's not that time. See here, boys. This is the carbon. This is the carbon. These two carbons are bridgehead carbons. Okay, this is also bridgehead carbon. So these bridgehead carbon, only these two I'm explaining, boys. Okay, so only these two are bridgehead carbons. So these bridgehead carbons never, so these carbons, no sp2 hybridized, no C plus, no C radical, no C plus, no C radical, no C double bond C. So because in all these cases, so sp2 exists. If these are exist, there that should be sp3 and not sp2. That should be sp3, not sp2. Okay, so this is our Bredic's rule, boys. So see here, did you catch my point? This carbon never gets positive charge. This carbon never gets C double bond C. This carbon is possible, and this carbon possible, this carbon possible, this carbon possible, this carbon possible, but not this carbon. See here, this is nothing but like this. These two are same. This is bridgehead carbon, boys. These are bridgehead carbons. Okay, those carbons never gets plus charge. If plus charge is there, that is least unstable, almost not exist. Okay, so boys, I am representing this is plus end, not exist. Not exist, no doubt. That is least stability. That is least stable. It is very, very, very important. Okay, next. See here. See, boys, I'm writing this one, right? Okay, this one. Boys, is this plus exists or not exists? Tell me. Is this plus exists or not exists? Yes or no? That's enough. Okay, no, not exists. Exists or not exists? This is existent. Exists or not exists? Yes, it is possible. Next. Exists or not exists? See carefully. See carefully. See here. I'm starting here. 1, 2, 1. I'm starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8-membered carbon. 8 carbon chain. Their carbon plus exists. And I noted that. Provided if the ring is large that contains 8 or more than 8 carbons are there. There C plus is exists. Please keep in mind 8 carbon ring ending. Okay. Now is this possible? Is this structure accepted or yes or no? No only. No only. Is this possible? No, because this touches bridgehead carbon. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. Okay. So this is our British rules, boys. So their carbon with positive charge almost not existed. Almost not existed. Tell me, boys, it is what about this? Is this yes or no? Yes, yes, accepted. Accepted. Okay. So this is the order of some of the conditions, boys. See here, compare some orders. Tell me, boys, please note down all these points. One, two, three, four, or A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Follow the order. Tell me the order. Yes, no doubt. Absolutely correct. So my order is A greater than B greater than B greater than C. Am I correct or not? Tell me, boys. So, boys, it is a conjugate tertiary carbon along with conjugation. Tertiary carbon along with conjugation. So here conjugation. Conjugation. Therefore, A greater than D and D. Next B. sp2. Yes, AD also resonance. Conjugation means resonance. Conjugation means resonance itself. Okay. So this is the actual order. Next, tell me, boys, once again. ABC. ABC. Yes, correct, Shohicha. Boys, it is. It is aromatic. It is resonance. It is anti-aromatic. Therefore, this is more stable than this one, this one. That is A greater than C greater than Bn. A greater than C greater than Bn. Okay, next. Please be conscious. All are secondary, but it is 5-member ring, 4-member ring, 3-member ring. As ring size decreases, stability also decreases. Boys, it is not cyclopropyl methyl. It is just cyclopropyl cation, cyclobutyl cation. Therefore, so here A greater than B greater than C. A greater than B greater than Cn. Okay. Next. This is cation, NH. Same cation. Tell me among these two. See here, boys. It is lone pair resonance. It is nitrogen also has lone pair, but less electronegative. Oxygen is more electronegative. More electronegative element not ready to give. See here. More listen carefully, boys. More electronegative element not ready to give electron pair in resonance set because it is slightly attracts itself that electron pair towards it. Therefore, this is ready to give, this is not ready to give. Therefore, 2 is answering. Therefore, our answer is A less than B. A less than B. Now, tell me, boys, among these two, which one is more stable? 1 or 2? Yes, 1. So here, first resonance end. It is resonance. Here, hyperconjugation. Therefore, 1 greater than 2. Hyperconjugation, 1 greater than 2. Okay. Next, 6th one. Tell me, boys. Just a minute. It is better to hear. Both are same. No problem. It is least, boys. It is very least. Already check your previous order end. It is a pH plus. Least stable end. Even though this is aromatic, but benzylic carbocation, not benzylic, phenylic carbocation. Phenylic carbocation is least stable end. Therefore, the order is this. Least stable. This is the order, boys. Okay. Next. This is benzylic, boys. This is benzylic. It is a tertiary carbocation. Tell me among these two. Benzylic and tertiary carbocation. See here in gas phase ending. In gas phase, this is ordering. Very, very important. Please keep in mind. In gas phase, that is the ordering. So next, next one, right? Not 3, it is first. It is first. So 1 greater than, next charts 3 greater than, 2 greater than 4. 1 greater than, 2 greater than, 3 greater than, 2 greater than 4. Okay, like this you can predict stability of carbocation first. Tomorrow we will discuss some more examples, that too derivatives of that is a benzylic carbocation. Tomorrow we will discuss, so stability study. Okay.